YouTubers, this is your pal AMD SD14R, and this is a remake of the SDL38 project. Now, you guys already know that I attempted to make one of these units, and this is the original one that I made, but it's kind of crude in how it was made, and I didn't really figure out a way to mount the shell to the chassis. Not only that, but the motor in there is not that good. So I decided about 2 weeks ago, if not less, maybe about a week ago, to redo the project over from scratch. Now, I posted a comment on Facebook on one of the training forums I'm a member of, and I asked if the Geep 38-2 or the Geep 38 chassis had the same bolsters as the SD24s and the SD26s that Atlas made. So I'm talking about the Atlas, the newer Atlas series, like the Gold series and the Silver series. So nobody got back to me on that question, which is okay. So I had both types of locomotives here, and what I did is I took the shells off, I looked at each chassis, and it came to me that they both use the exact same bolsters. Now, I'm going to do a visual here, and I'm going to show you something. So this is your Atlas, Master Series Geep 38 truck. Now the Geep 38-2 also uses the same truck. If you're looking at the bolster hole there, or the bolster right there, here is the Atlas SD24, SD26 truck. I'm going to sit these side by side. They both use the exact same bolsters. So the truck bolsters are the same, and the frame bolsters are the same. Now, I've already tested this out, and it's a direct swap. I've already tested this out and everything, and it's a 100% swap between taking the Geep trucks off and putting the SD trucks on, and no modification is needed to the Geep 38 shell to get the trucks to clear. You have like 1 millimeter to a 0.5 millimeter of clearance on the ends for the truck to actually swing properly. The only issue is on the frame itself, where I marked in silver, that interferes with the truck turning. So when the locomotive goes around my tightest curves here, it actually causes the locomotive to lean. On my wide radius curve, though, it doesn't do that. So what I have to do is I have to remove that much of the frame off on each end. Now, another thing you have to do is you have to modify the fuel tank. Now, I know Atlas makes a fuel tank that is this size, but that didn't come with this Geep 38, so I had to actually modify this one. This is only going to be temporary until I get the smaller fuel tank that basically enables the rear truck to swing. You have plenty of clearance in the front of the fuel tank, or between the front of the fuel tank and the rear of the front truck, that you don't have to modify that. But I had to literally cut this out just to clear the rear truck. Even the worm gear between the trucks is the same. So the worm gear that's in this truck is from the Geep 38. Guys, and guys, look at this. Even the worm gear clips, or the truck clips, are the same between the Geep 38 and the SD24, SD26 units. So the SD24s, the SD26s, the Atlas Geep 38s, and Geep 38-2s, they all use the same bolsters. That's it. It's a direct swap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to put this unit together, because I actually had to completely disassemble the unit all, like the first time I did it, I just took the trucks off and I just put the trucks on without the fuel tank being on there, and I test fitted it with the shell actually on, so I know there's plenty of clearance for that. But I have to do this the right way in order to get the proper truck clearance. So pretty much the only modification that you need to do is to take off that much of the Geep 38 frame. And that's it. That's it. No, you don't even have to modify the drive shafts. It takes the stock drive shafts. This basically, if there's anybody out there that wants to model the Saudi Arabian Railway, they actually have SDL38s, which are Jeep 38s with SD trucks. Now, the only difference with the trucks that I'm using here and the real prototype trucks is that the prototype trucks are kind of similar to the SDL39 trucks in that the center axle is offset. So it's closer to the front axle here. These are true SD26, SD24 trucks. There's no off-center here, so it's a direct swap. But on the prototype, the center truck is off-center, just to accommodate them squeezing it under the Jeep 38 body. Everything else, and they modify the fuel tank to this size here. So if you guys that are in Saudi Arabia want to model these engines, here's how you do it. You just buy your Atlas Geep 38 or Geep 38-2. Buy yourself a pair of SD26, SD24 trucks. Buy yourself I think it's an 1,800 gallon fuel tank with the air tanks on it. Just put it, disassemble the frame, do the modifications to it, and you're pretty much done. I'm not going to actually show all that in this video. I will be doing another video that shows it step by step as to how it's done, but I'm going to show you as much as I can after each process is done, because after you do the modification on the frame, obviously you got to test to see if that works. So it's going to be a couple seconds or minutes for you guys. It's going to be a little bit of time for me, but I think if you get this down pat, I think you can do one engine in like 20 or 30 minutes, maybe even less than that. That's just my estimate. No more than 30, no fewer than 20. But yeah, they use the exact same bolsters between the two locomotives. Now, there is one thing I must mention though. When you put the SD trucks on the Jeep 38 or the Jeep 38-2, it makes the locomotive does sit up a couple millimeters higher because it's the SD trucks. But other than that, it's a direct swap. So I will be right back, and I will show you guys what I do to the frame. I will show you the testing of the modified frame with the trucks so that the clearances are cool. Then once I do all that, I will put the engine together. I will run it for you, and this is going to be the end of that video. As far as this engine is concerned, I have no clue what I'm going to do with that. I might just get rid of it or figure something out with it, but that was a good starting point. But to be honest, I did it the hard way. That was the hard way. I should have just did it this way from the get-go, but I assumed that they both use the same trucks and same bolsters, but I never actually went further than that. I just kept it as an idea. I tried to stick with this one, but it was getting too complicated to figure out how to mount the frame to mount the body to the chassis on that one, and then the motor's all messed up and blah 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 blah. I should have just did it this way. So you live and learn. That was a good thing because it taught me what I needed to learn. When I first started this project, I thought I would have to modify the steps here, but I don't have to do anything to that. So I want to quit blabbering right now because I want to get this done, and then I'll be right back. I'm back, and this is the modification I did to the frame. And I already tested it, and it looks good. So now, the fun part begins. Reassembly. So, I gotta go and wash my hands and wash my face because I got little metal shavings in my face right now. But I'll be right back, and then we'll put all this stuff back together, okay? Alright. I'm starting the reassembly process in this SDL38 project of mine. And I'm going to try my best to do this one-handed while I am filming. So bear with me if it doesn't really look like I know what I'm doing, but this is how you have to do it one-handed, obviously. there's the first truck. And then, lift this one up. Don't do it this way, guys. I'm just doing this because I have one hand that I'm using to film. And, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Let me just put the camera right there. I like that camera base. That's actually my phone, I should say, but I use it as my camera. But it's very convenient when I'm doing projects like this. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right. So now the trucks are back on the frame, more or less. I just have to put the grease in here because these trucks are brand new. Well, I think they're brand new. Put grease in here on these, reinstall the drive shafts, and then go from there. Put the metal. Oh, and the cool thing is the weights, you can leave those as is. No modification needed to the weights. And you guys will see that in the next clip. So I will be doing that. Actually, let me see if I can do this right now, because I got my hands. I can pretty much do this right now. Let me see. So I'm putting the grease on here. And you really don't need that much grease, guys. You just need enough. Because once the locomotive starts moving, the grease will go where it needs to go. So don't lubricate it. Alright, let me do... Okay, so I'm installing the first drive shaft right now. So... that's it. They use the same drive shafts, they use the same worm gear. So there's really nothing that you have to do to the drive itself, which is way, way easier than normally. Oh, that's not good. I can't get that in there. How did that get on there? Make sure your worm gears are clean before you install them. Don't want any unnecessary stuff going in your locomotive. And then what I just do is I put another little dab on there. Even though I put one inside the truck, I put a little teeny one on the actual gears themselves. So now I'm going to be installing the tower clips here. So there you go. There you go. So there's one, and then let's do number 2. This one I think is a little bit more stubborn. Yeah, this one's being stubborn. Alright, I'll just get the other tower. It came with brand new ones, and they're both the same anyway. Okay, looks like they're both on. So, yeah. Alright, now let's do the weights. So this is the rear one. So this is the rear weight. Like I said, no modifications are needed, guys, to install the rear weight or the front weight. It's this, it's pretty simple to do. Actually, I'm ahead of myself. First, before you install the weight, you have to put the wires back in. So I can't do that one-handed, so I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So now I'm going to be installing the weights. So this is the rear one. Alright. It's pretty simple from here on out. I really don't think I need to show this, but just for the purpose of the video, I will show it. Now the wires on the SD24, SD26 trucks are longer. If you want to trim them, I recommend doing that. If you don't, then I'm just gonna just do it. I'm just showing you what I just do right here. You can trim them though if you so desire, just because it's better that way. But I'm not gonna do that because I like the extra wire there. In case something does go wrong, I have a little extra wire to play with. So, okay, so that's the rear weight. Oh, let me screw it down first. All right, so that's the rear one. And then let's do the front weight. So this is the front weight. Like I said, there's really no modification you need to do. They just drop right in. They fit perfectly. Like, everything is the same between the two trucks. You know, the only difference is one's a 6-axle, one's a 4-axle, but the bolsters are the same on each locomotive frames. You know, it's basically a swap out. So let me just... This one's going to be a little bit more challenging to do on camera, so I'm going to just pause this for a second. Okay, locomotive has been assembled again. What am I forgetting? Oil. Yeah, I knew I forgot something. Let me come back real quick. Okay guys, I'm back. I just finished oiling the locomotive, and she's been put back together. I have her on my DCC track right now. She is DCC ready, so I will be testing her right now in DCC mode. So let me see which way she goes. Yep. Let's change direction. Now the key test here is when it goes around the curve. So let's see if the frame actually leans when it goes around the curve. No binding in the wheels or anything. No rubbing of the wheels against the frame either. That's a good thing. Okay, that test is done. Now I just got to put the fuel tank and the body shell back on, and that will be the true test. So let's see what we got in a second. Guys, the locomotive's back together, and I'm going to test it now. So that's it. There is the process on how to make a all Atlas SDL38 using all Atlas parts. This was the first time I was doing it, guys, on film. I'm glad it came out the way it did. I probably had to put the couplers on it. I did damage the rear light, so the rear light's busted now, and then the shell here is busted. The railings on it were already busted when I bought the engine. Paid less than $50 for the Geep 38-2, or Geep 38, I'm sorry, Geep 38. So I wasn't really too worried about the shell. But, you know, I'm probably going to get a new shell anyway, which I don't think is that expensive. So I'll either try to work with this one or, you know, buy another shell. But there it is. It's done. There it is. That is the true SDL38. So that's going to be the prototype. And this unit is just going to go away. So this project will be finished. So all I got to do is get the 1,800 gallon fuel tank, patch up the shell as much as I can. If not, I'll get a new shell and just go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I have making it. I'll probably make a couple more of these because they're so easy to make now. I can probably just bang these out in like an hour. So you guys be cool. God bless, and see you later. Bye, y'all.